Welcome everybody, it's Todd Costello from RE/MAX Center Realty in State College, Pennsylvania. It is January of 2026, Happy New Year, and it's time for the monthly value message. This month's edition, I just want to do an initial recap of the 2025 residential real estate market here in Center County. This data includes the total closed residential sales in the 4 school districts that I track: State College, Bellefonte, Bald Eagle, and Penns Valley. So let's jump right in. Bottom line, closed units, those are closed residential property sales as recorded through the Center County Association of Realtors multiple listing service for the periods indicated. So in 2025, we had a total of 1,251 closed residential transactions. The good news there is that's up a little bit from 2024. So when we look at the last 5 years, in 2022, we had nearly 2021, we had nearly 1,500 closed residential transactions. And this makes sense because this is when mortgage interest rates were very low, under 3%. So properties were selling, buyers were active, and then about halfway through 2023, interest rates went up a lot, nearly to 7% in like a 6-month period. So that made the buyers hesitate and pull back. So we had a drop in 2023. Basically, consumers got used to the new rates beginning in 2024. And, we're trending up a little bit in the last year. So overall, this kind of makes sense based on the cost of money and interest rates. And I consider our market overall fairly healthy. Something to note though, when we look at the average DOM, the average days on market, that's from the time you hire your realtor till the day you accept an offer. Closing is then an additional 30 to 60 days, but this is the time it takes from activating your listing to receiving an acceptable offer. And we will note that the average days on market is up. It's as high as it's been in 5 years. And I think the reason for that is interest rates are higher, and buyers are not jumping at every opportunity. So that's giving them a little bit of pause. They're not settling for homes. They're not competing for homes. Back when interest rates were very low, the buyers had to act immediately because if they didn't buy it, somebody else would, but that's no longer the case. So what we're seeing with the average days on market increasing is we're seeing contingent offers come back into play. The buyers make offers contingent upon home inspections, contingent upon getting a mortgage, where in 21, 22, and a little bit in 23, contingencies were very rare. So the market is kind of back to normal, and sellers just need to be aware of that as we head into 2026. And then finally, mortgage interest rates. In January of last year, a year ago, we started the year at about 7% for 30-year mortgage interest rates, and we ended the year, currently, last month at around 6%. So interest rates have been stable between 6 and 7%. And, no one controls that. That is what it is, but I like to keep an eye on it. So that's just a brief initial recap of what happened in the residential market here in Center County in 2025. Next, the 60-second social in the email. Click on this month's 60-second social. This is the first step for sellers in 2026. This is just a quick mindset on something sellers want to consider. Really the first thing they want to consider when they're getting ready to list their home for sale. So check that out. Another very important is this month's Center County Quick Link, and that's an update on the Center County infrastructure projects, primarily the State College Connector road that's coming up in the next 5 to 10 years, and also the interchange, the high-speed interchange at Interstate 80 and 99. Those are big-time infrastructure projects that are going to really bring growth to the county over the next 10, 15 years. So I like to keep my clients aware of that. So check that out. If you have any questions, feel free to visit me at toddcostello.com, and I will see you next month.